So I want to wish everybody a good Shabbos. It's great to see everyone here tonight as we celebrate this beautiful day, and of course our Grandfriends Day, and of course a beautiful Bat Mitzvah. And to begin our service now, we call upon our Bat Mitzvah Lauren with her mother Jaffrey to help us in the lighting of the candles for Shabbat. Please rise.
Our God and God of our ancestors.
Go ahead, start again.
Our God and God of our ancestors. May the rays of these Shabbat candles cast their glow upon the earth and bring the radiance of your light to all your creatures. Bless our daughter with your love and our homes with the spirit of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kideshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner, shel Shabbat.
And please be seated. Let us open up our prayer books and we turn to page 5 in the middle of the page. Shalom Aleichem, Malchei Hasharet.
Shalom Aleichem, Malchei Hasharet, Malchei Elyon, Melech Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Malchei Shalom, Malchei Shalom, Malchei Elyon, Melech Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zeitchem Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
And now we turn to page 11, Lechuna Radana, Ladonai.
Lechuna Ranana, Lechuna Ranana, Lechuna Ranana, Ladonai. Lechuna Ranana, Lechuna Ranana, Lechuna Ranana, Ladonai. Naria, Naria, letorishenu, lekadma fanav v'toda. Naria, Naria, letorishenu, bizmirat Naria lo. Lechuna Ranana, Lechuna Ranana, Lechuna Ranana, Ladonai. Lechuna Ranana, Lechuna Ranana, Lechuna Ranana, Ladonai.
Page 14, Yismeru Hashemayim, V'tagel Haaretz.
Yismechu Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, V'tagel Haaretz. Yismechu Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ. עיר המים, עיר המים, עיר המים, לא, עיר המים, עיר המים, עיר המים, לא, ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ. עיר המים, עיר המים, עיר המים, לא, עיר המים, עיר המים, עיר המים, לא.
Now we welcome the Sabbath bride, who represents the Spirit of God who's with us on Shabbat. Lecha dodi likrat kala, page 23.
לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת, לנתילה, לנתילה. לך אדוני לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך אדוני לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלחקים כל הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך אדוני לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. Rise and face the door. לך אדוני לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. אוי ושלום מתנת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי כלה, בואי, בואי כלה. לך אדוני לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך אדוני לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
And you may be seated. And now, as we prepare for a week of Thanksgiving, let us give thanks to the Lord with the singing of Tov Lehadot, page 27.
טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר, ולזמר, ולזמר לשמך עליון. טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר, ולזמר, ולזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך, אמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בכינור. טוב, טוב, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר, ולזמר, ולזמר לשמך עליון. טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר, ולזמר, ולזמר לשמך עליון. ולזמר לשמך עליון. טוב להודות לאדוני.
Into our congregation now, we welcome those who are mourning. To those who are mourning, we offer the words of comfort from our tradition. Hamakom yenachem etchem betoch shar avlei Tzion v'Yerushalayim. May God's presence bring you comfort amongst the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. To those mourning and those observing at yahrzeit, we'll now recite the Mourner's Kaddish on page 30. Yit kadal v'yit kadash shemei rabbah v'yalma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael ba'agalau v'zman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam le'almei almaya. Yit barach v'yishtabach v'yit pa'ar v'yit ramam v'yit naseh v'yit hadar v'yit aleh v'yit halal shemei dekudsha b'reichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiron b'yalma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rab amin shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Osei shalom b'mramav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. We now ask everyone to rise for Baruch, page 39.
Baruch et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach le'olam va'ed.
You may be seated. We continue with Ahavat Olam, page 40.
אהבת עולם בית ישראל, בית ישראל עמך אהבת תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, חוקים ומשפטים אותנו לימדת, על כן אדוני אלוהינו, בשוכבנו בשוכבנו נשיח בחוקך אהבת עולם בית ישראל, בית ישראל עמך אהבת תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, חוקים ומשפטים אותנו לימדת, ונשמח בדברי תורתך ומצוותיך לעולם ועד, יהי בחיינו ויולך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם ולילה, ואהבה לך, ואהבה לך, אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. Turn to page 41. Lauren leads us in the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, bechol levavecha, uvechol nafshecha, uvechol meodecha, ve'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh, asher anochi metzavecha hayom alevavecha veshinantam levanecha bedibarta bam beshivtecha bebetecha uvlechtecha baderech ukshochbecha uvekumecha ukshartam leotayadecha Behayu letotafa beinenecha, uchtavtam המזוזה ביתך ובשעריך.
We continue silently in Hebrew or English to the bottom of page 42.
Adonai Elohechem Amen.
Who is like you, Adonai, among the mighty? Who is like you, adorned in holiness, revered in praise, working wonders? Mika Mocha, page 44.
Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh nora 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 tehilot osef eleh. Mi kamocha b'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh nora 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 tehilot osef eleh. Machucha
Allow us, Adonai, our God, to sleep peacefully. Awaken us to life, O Sovereign. Spread over us your canopy of peace. Restore us with your good counsel and save us for the sake of your name. Shield us. Hashkivenu, page 45.
Hashkivenu Adonai Hamidenu Malkeinu Lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom. Hamidenu Malkeinu Lechaim. Ushmor Tzeiteinu Uloheinu Lechaim Ushalom Me'at
And now we continue in our service as we turn to page 46, V'shamru B'nai Yisrael.
Shamayim ve'eta haaretz v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam u'bayom hashvi'i Shabbat v'inapash Shabbat v'inapash Shabbat v'inapash v'shamru
Please rise.
Yisrael ba'agala u'bizman karib ve'imeru amen ba'agala u'bizman karib ve'imeru amen amen Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lam le'almaya Yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yit ha'ar ve'yit ramam ve'yit naseh ve'yit hadar ve'yit aleh ve'yit halal shemei dekudisha rehu le'elam min kol birchata ve'shirata tushbechata ve'nechemata da'amiran be'yama ve'imeru amen ve'imeru amen ve'imeru amen ve'imeru amen amen.
And now we have an opportunity for silent prayer, page 47 through page 52.
page 51. We join together in Shalom Rav. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Kasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Kasim Le'olam. Ki ata hu melech adon l'kol hashalom. Ki ata Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Kasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Kasim Le'olam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael. בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. ברוך אתה We'll put our arms around each other and join together as we sway to Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom, Oseh Shalom bimromah, Goya Oseh Shalom aleinu, Shalom aleinu, aleinu v'yakol Yisrael. Your turn. Aleinu v'yakol Yisrael ve'imhu amen. Aleinu v'yakol Yisrael ve'imhu amen. Amen. Amen.
And now, after our prayer for peace, we pray for well-being, for refuah shlema, for complete recovery, for all those who are ill at this time, as the cantor recites the Misha Barak prayer, found in the inside back cover of our Sederim.
Bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing for us and all of those we love. We share bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
And please be seated now as we continue on page 54 with Kaddish Shalem.
ידעבי כנף שמי רבה, מעלמד יבלח חידותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון ובמכון ובחייכון בית ישראל, הגלה בזמן קריב ואמרו אמן, יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפר ויתרומה מתנשא, יתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי לקודשה בריחו, לעילה מכל אחד המשירתה, ותשבחתה ונחמתה, עמידן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. תתלבן צלותנו ומהותנו לכל ישראל, קודם אבוני בשמיה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו
Good Shabbos again, everyone. I remember when my 3 children were very young. And anytime Lisa and I would go on a trip, my parents would come in from Dallas to stay with our children. And they'd have a great time together. But something always funny happened when we would get home. Lisa and I would pull up to the house from the airport, and my parents would already have their car packed and ready to go back to Dallas. Before I'd even get my bags out of the car, my parents would be halfway to Dallas to be a grandparent. Grandparents are there to enjoy so many of the blessings that our children bring. And they can sometimes rightfully choose when they'll get involved and when they won't get involved. But their involvement, a grandparent's involvement, their support, their advice, can be crucial in helping parents raise children. You may not know it, but it's grandparents who solve the most troubling problem of the first book of the Torah. From the beginning, there have been clashes between brothers, serious clashes, Cain and Abel, Isaac and Ishmael, Jacob and Esau, Joseph and his brothers. Brothers, siblings who resent each other, hate each other, even kill each other. And sometimes the clashes are sparked by parents, at other times the siblings themselves build the resentments. And now, later in the Torah, Joseph is in Egypt with his brothers, and on his deathbed, Jacob, Joseph's father, calls Joseph and his sons Manasseh and Ephraim. And Jacob tells Joseph he intends to adopt them as his own, but of course, they're really his grandchildren. It's the first interaction of a grandparent and a grandchild we read about in the Torah. And what does the grandfather here do? What does Jacob do? He blesses his grandsons. He gives the younger the greater blessing, an act which has caused great hatred before. Yet this time, when a grandparent does it, it causes no discord. The elder Manasseh accepts the lesser blessing that his younger brother Ephraim receives. Perhaps the dynamic is different when a grandparent blesses. To this very day, parents on Friday nights offer the blessings of Ephraim and Manasseh to their sons. And we may not realize it, but it's actually a grandfather's blessing. Because grandparents have a special role to be like Jacob, to be a blessing, to bring peace, to bring harmony, to bring happiness to a family, especially to their grandchildren. The book of Psalms tells us to see children's children is one of the greatest blessings one can achieve. And the book of Proverbs reminds us that grandchildren are the crown of our glory. So tonight, as we celebrate this grandparents' Shabbat, it's a pleasure and an honor to see so many of our precious grandchildren and grandparents together here in Shul. And so now, if you are blessed to have your grandchild with you, let's bless them like the grandfather Jacob did so long ago in the book of Breshit. First, let's gather up our grandsons, and we place our hands on their heads, and we say like Jacob did so long ago, Yisimcha Elohim ke'Ephraim ke'Menashe. May God bless our grandsons like Ephraim and Menashe. And if you're blessed to have a granddaughter here, let's bless them as well. Yisimech Elohim ke'Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah. May God bless our granddaughters like Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. And to all of our precious grandchildren, let us say, Amen. And now I turn the floor over to our cantor, who has a special song for our grandparents and a prayer that we always enjoy.
You spend time with me, you see the best in me, and you're great to be around. You read books to me, you want me to succeed, and your wisdom is profound. Just had to let you know. So thank you, Grandma, thank you, Grandpa. I'm so very glad you're in my life, and I love you very much. You have fun with me, take me out to eat, and I like when we hang out. You impart to me the worth of family and what life is all about. Yes, I do. And a song from generation to generation. Le dor vador, le dor vador. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך ולנצח נצחים ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש בשבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד כי אל מלך גדול וקדוש אתה לדור ודור לדור ודור לדור ודור נגיד גודלך ולנצח נצחים ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש.
From generation to generation, how blessed we are this evening. And now let's continue in our service as we open up our Sidurim, page 56, and we rise as the ark is open for Elena.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol latiku lalutzer breshit shelo asanu kigoye haratzot velo samanu kemishbahot ha'adama shelo samho kenu kahem begor aleinu kechol hamonam Anachnu korim umistahavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu shehu notei shamayim veyosei la'aretz umoshe v'karo b'shamayim imaho ushkinotu zo v'govei meromim Ki Adonai hu Elohim b'shamayim imam v'al haaretz mitahatenod v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai l'melech ol kol haaretz bayom hahu bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo 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 echad.
And now I invite all those in mourning and all those observing a yahrzeit to remain standing for the words of the mourner's Kaddish, which can be found on page 58. And this week at Beth Yeshurun, we offer condolences to the families of Cheryl Levine and Arlene First Rifkin. Page 58. Yitzgadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah v'yalma divrach yirutei v'yamlik malchutei v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayed dekol beit Yisrael ba'agala b'zman kari v'yemru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevorach leolam omei amaya. Yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitba'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shemei dekudusha, brechu, le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiram v'yama v'yimru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shamaya, v'chayim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'yimru, amen. Osei shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'yimru, amen. And you may be seated. We have several anniversaries to celebrate this evening, a special anniversary, and an opportunity to bless a couple who will be married in just a few weeks. So first, celebrating their 4th wedding anniversary, Pam and Byron Capito. Mazel tov. And your blessing for this past year is you're just simply thankful to have each other. And we are very thankful that the two of you are together, as that you bring so much happiness to each other and all those who love you. And may God continue to bless you for many, many more years to come. Happy 4th wedding anniversary. Mazel tov. They weren't able to be here this evening, but celebrating their 22nd wedding anniversary and watching online, Kelly and Marty Fine. And Kelly and Marty, this past year, you had one child who went off to college, another with a newly minted driver's license, and 7 grandchildren, all growing up. Only continued blessings, Marty and Kelly, as you celebrate 22 years of marriage. Mazel tov. Celebrating their 34th wedding anniversary, Sandra and Steve Finkelman. After multiple attempts, finally your son Seth and his fiancée Jessica got married. They got married this past February in a small civil marriage with some COVID cooperation, and they'll celebrate their 1st anniversary next year with a Jewish wedding ceremony. So I look forward to hearing about that. And you also got to see your 2 precious grandsons who live in Miami on a fairly regular basis, much better than the year before. And may your family continue to grow in happiness and peace. Sandra and Steve, you celebrate so much tonight as you celebrate your 34th wedding anniversary. Only simchas. Mazel tov. Watching online, they weren't able to be with us this evening, but they're celebrating 56 years of marriage. Judith and Jerome Bell. Mazel tov. And of course, as you wanted to mention this evening, that this past Passover was very special to you, and you always enjoy your Sunday drives together to see all of your grandchildren. Only God's blessings as you celebrate 56 years of marriage. We have a very special anniversary, and the couple is here this evening. They're celebrating 71 years of marriage. Our wonderful people, Ray and Buddy Gerson. Where are Ray and Buddy? Mazel tov. And it was a good year this past year. Your oldest great-grandchild, Ethan, had his bar mitzvah here at Beth Yeshurun. And you also celebrated the birth of your great-granddaughter, Lenny. And you're now together with your children, grandchildren, other great-grandchildren. There are 35 members in your family, thanks to the two of you. And that makes you especially blessed. Only God's blessings, Ray and Buddy. Happy 71 years of marriage. Mazel tov. And then we have a very special golden anniversary to celebrate this evening. It's my pleasure to call up to the bima Gail and Larry Silver as they celebrate their 50th wedding anniversary. So Gail and Larry, Mazel tov as you celebrate 50 years of marriage. You were married 50 years ago at the Houston Marriott by Rabbi Siegel. You have 3 children. Jill lives here in Houston, Stephen and Lizzie who live in California, and Greg and Laura who live in Dallas. And you have 3 beautiful grandchildren. Shira is a sophomore at the University of Chicago, Max, who's 5 years old, and Leah is almost 2, who go to Emmanuel Preschool back up in Dallas. And we asked you, what's the secret to long-term success in a marriage? And you said sharing interests, being grateful for your family and friends, support for each other and the things that you love. And for Gail, that's theater activities. And Larry, you, sports. And as you reach this milestone, you're very happy to have family here to celebrate Thanksgiving in Houston, and you look forward to visiting Stephen, Lizzie, and Sharon, California for the first time in 2 years. You still have many memories of your wonderful trip to Israel years ago with Rabbi Rosen and his wife Marcy, and you hope there will be other trips in the future for you with your friends and family, or just the two of you. May God continue to bless you and keep you, watch over and be gracious to you, and show you only the greatest gift of all, that of shalom, that of peace, as you celebrate 50 years of marriage. Mazel tov to the two of you. And that's for you guys. Congratulations. Very mazel tov. Congratulations. So our couple that's going to be married in just a few weeks has a lot of great examples tonight, and I know that they'll follow. It's an honor to bring up to the bima Valerie Garzon and Jeffrey Croft to come up to the bima. This is for you guys. So Valerie and Jeff, it's great to have you guys here. And of course, I see some of your family out there. Jeffrey, your parents and siblings. And Valerie, your sister is able to be here as well. I know some of your family and your brother, and they're here. I know your parents couldn't be here. They're back in Venezuela. But we think of them, and I can't wait to see them when we come together in Mexico in just a few weeks. I appreciate you bringing me. I'm very excited to go down to Puerto Vallarta, so I look forward to that. And I know we're going to have a lot to celebrate. I know we waited a while. We had to postpone. But thank God we now will have an opportunity to do it. I know you have a lot of people who love the two of you, and they see how happy you are together as fiancés, and soon enough, under the chuppah, as husband and wife. And there are many things that make you work well together. You listen and give good advice to each other. You have many similar values and goals in life. You respect each other's dreams, likes, and dislikes. You support each other through good and challenging times, and you both have a great sense of humor and can enjoy life together as one. I've seen the two of you grow up. Jeffrey, I've known you for many, many years growing up, and I'm so thankful you found a wonderful, wonderful woman in Valerie. And I look forward to being at the chuppah with you again in just a few weeks. Mazel tov on your upcoming marriage. Only simchas for you and your family. And Cantor, let's sing a little Siman Tov and Mazel Tov tonight.
Siman tov u'mazel tov u'mazel tov b'siman tov, siman tov u'mazel tov u'mazel tov b'siman tov, siman tov u'mazel tov u'mazel tov b'siman tov. Yehei lanu, yehei lanu, yehei lanu, u'lachol Yisrael. Yehei lanu, yehei lanu, u'lachol Yisrael.
Mazel Tov, guys. Congratulations. So speaking of simchas, we have one of our favorite holidays of the year. It's hard to believe it begins a week from this Sunday night, Hanukkah. And we have a lot to celebrate for Hanukkah here at Beth Yeshurun, whether from your homes, of course, or here at the congregation. Every night, you'll have an opportunity to tune in to our website, our YouTube, our Facebook channel. It's 7 o'clock each night to join one of your clergy members in the lighting of the Shabbat candles. And on the last night of Hanukkah, we have an incredible event planned. I'd love to see all of you there. It's for members of all ages. On Sunday night, December 5th, we have a Hanukkah event called Light Up the Night. Come at 5 o'clock for a good dinner, of course, including all your Hanukkah favorites, latkes, crafts for the kids. And then at 6 p.m., we'll light the candles together as a community for the 8th night of Hanukkah. And then, you're not going to believe this, but we got permission, we got the permits. We'll head out to our parking lot for our big finale, fireworks. So it should be a lot of fun. I don't know how Jennifer Rosenzweig, our program director, did it, but she did it. I checked the permits just to make sure, and we are good to go. I'm actually not the one lighting them. We've got a professional company that's doing it. So it's safe, it's going to be fun, and we'd love to see you. That's December 5th, beginning at 5 p.m. on the last night of Hanukkah. We have a number of other Hanukkah events coming up for our young adults and our young families. I'm going to turn over to Rabbi Fort to add a few announcements.
I can't beat fireworks. But to get you ready for the fireworks and the lighting up the night with this festival of lights, we do have lots of amazing things for Hanukkah at Beth Yeshurun on Wednesday, December 1st, as our young professionals, so 20s, 30s, early 40s. We're not picky. We're having, what is more Hanukkah than dreidel, right? So we're having the ultimate game night at a place called Tea and Victory up in the Heights. They have 600 plus board games. New, vintage, so if you're a young professional, 20s, 30s, early 40s, they've got 14 Texas beers on tap, 600 board games. Join me and all the other 30-somethings. It's going to be a lot of fun. $18, and we're also raising money to buy games for kids at Texas Children's Hospital, so that's a great thing. On the website, you can buy that ticket, $18. We are also, Beth Yeshurun, we are joining in the Hillel's Hanukkah Bazaar for 20-somethings exclusively, and they're letting me in, which is nice. And not that much, whatever. I'm not bitter. So that's going to be a great community-wide event for 20-somethings, and we're a part of that too. We're bringing our own special Beth Yeshurun flavor to all the 20-somethings at Hillel. And on Friday, December 3rd, that is our Tot Shabbat for December. So of course it is Hanukkah-themed. It's so much fun. You can join me, Miss Kathy from the J, and she plays a guitar and is so amazing. For all your usual Shabbat tunes, some fun Hanukkah stuff, a wonderful snack, a Hanukkah craft. Great time for the whole family, parents, grandparents, and our little littles. So Tot Shabbat is on Friday, December 3rd at 5 p.m.
Thank you, Rabbi Fort. And our last but most important announcement of all, again, a special mazel tov to our bat mitzvah, Lauren Getz. Beautiful job tonight, Lauren. Beautiful job. Just like your sister Ellie did a few years ago, and it's a pleasure to have your very proud parents that are here, and of course, all your family that's here. We have a lot to celebrate, and tomorrow we'll be back in the Freeman Levitt Sanctuary at 9:30 a.m. as Lauren officially becomes a bat mitzvah. And now to end our service, as we now do again every Friday night, I want to call upon all of our precious children that are here, come on up to help us with Kiddush. Our bat mitzvah needs some help, so all of our kids, come right up here to the bima. We need a little help. Our bat mitzvah needs a little help in the Kiddush. And then at the conclusion of our service, please join us in the Sukkah courtyard for our Oneg Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzav banu, B'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon inhilanu, Zikaron le'maaseh v'reishit, Ki hu yom techila le'mikra'ei kodesh, Zecher le'tzion mitzrayim, Kivanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, B'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon kinhaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat.
Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom.